Alright, what's good YouTube? Your dude Heat Ledger. We had a bunch of people just wilding out, wanting to see. I need to see the comparison. The reals versus the fakes. The fakes versus the reals. Which one is which? What are the differences? This video is to help you figure out whether the Space Jam 11s, that you spent your good hard-earned money on, are real or fake. Alright? It's also going to be a great way for those that want to go out and purchase a pair but want to know during the meetup, how can I confirm? Are these kicks real or are they fugazi? So what we're going to do to start, before I even get into it, is I want to show you guys each shoe, and I want you to comment down below which one do you think is real and which one is fake. Is it the left or the right? I'm showing you guys the left pair right now. Oop. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. And I'll show you the outsole. Looking pretty good. Let's see this pair. Boom, boom, toe, back heel. These are looking pretty damn good as well. But one of these are fake. Now, I'm just going to tell you right now that these right here are the fakes. Okay? These shoes are the fugazis. 100% fake. Okay? Now, before I get into the shoes, there are a couple ways in which you can tell just by the packaging. And I just want to let you guys know I'm only going to be showing the flaws. I'm not going to show you the entire shoe. I don't want this to take too long. There are other real versus fake comparisons, but it appears that they have updated their versions. This is I guess this is the newest one that they're pumping out, and you only need to look for like this handful of different signs. So the first one is the packaging. Alright, so I turned my exposure right down so you guys can see. But again, this is the real. Real's always going to be on the left. This is the fake. What do you guys notice right away? I'm hoping you guys said the color on the reals. The 23 is going to be gray. On the fakes, the 23 is going to come off with a little bit of a yellowish tone. Alright? See how it's still gray? But it's a bit of a yellow beige tint. And look at this. That's a true gray right there. No beige tint whatsoever. Beige tint. Okay? In terms of the size of the boxes, they are the exact same size. I'm going to turn this around so you guys can see the tags. But the boxes are the same size and shape. Top real, bottom fake. Show you guys the tags. That's the real. And that's the fake. The tags are, in my opinion, identical. I didn't see any differences between the tags or the size of the box or any of the details on the box themselves, apart from on the sleeve, it's that gray versus the beige. Alright? Now, let me take these both out. I know I said I didn't want to go through all the details, but I just want to show you anyway. The boxes are identical from this point onward, so this won't be a good indicator. Again, real, fake. Here are the insides of the two boxes. This appears to be a little darker, but again, I wouldn't even use this as an indicator, because what is stopping someone from grabbing the reals, taking the packaging, putting the fakes inside the packaging? Alright? So I'm not even going to really spend too much time on this, because I just think it's a waste of time. You want to focus on the shoes. The tissue, Very similar. This, although this black you can't really see through, this one is a lot thinner. You can see a little bit of light coming through. Otherwise, everything is identical all the way down to the shoe trees. It would not be a good indicator. I'll start with this angle. The toe, at least on mine, and the other thing is Jordan brand, like actually the Jordan brand's quality control isn't even that good, as we know. So this makes it even more difficult when we're dealing with shitty actual Jordan brand authentic products and these replicas. But if you can see, I don't know if you can tell, but the toe box, at least to me, is a little wider on the fakes. Okay, so if anything, you want to go for that narrow toe box. That to me is something that stood out. But again, if you're wearing these over time, these things are going to change. Like, we're just dealing with DS kicks here, so that might not be the best indicator, but for me, right off the bat, when I pulled these out, I noticed that. The laces on both are pretty much identical. I mean, again, that's something if someone was being very specific, would just swap out anyway. I don't think that is a great indicator, personally. The tags, they are more or less the same. I mean, I looked at them in a lot of detail. I did not see any major differences. So again, really difficult, all the way down to the ballistic mesh here, and the nylon. Like, you can't really use those as indicators, unfortunately. And again, if I'm missing something and you guys see this in the video and please point it out in the comments down below. It's only helpful for everyone. Again, fake, real. I know it's easy to get mixed up, but fake, real. The shape, it's crazy to say, but the shape is more or less identical, man. Toe box, kind of a little bit of a bump there. Less of a bump here. It kind of is more straight. Here it kind of dips. Again, if you're wearing these over time, you're gonna create that little bit of a bulk in the toe box. So just keep that in mind. The outsoles, my opinion, identical. Identical. Same with the carbon fiber. So this is textured. This is textured as well. The main thing, I'm sorry, I gotta switch these. This is the real, this is the fake, all right? This is the main thing, and now every time I look at this, I can easily tell. All right, so there's two major things. The first is gonna be the 45. Oh, also in terms of the height, I wasn't really able to see a major difference. I'm sorry, this isn't a flat surface, but when I had them on a flat surface, there was no difference. All right, so look at the 45. This is the real pair. The main thing is look at the ends of each of the numbers. Are they more or less like straight? On this pair they are. So both ends of the stitching, they end in the same place. Okay? Now look at this pair. See how like they don't end? Look at the end of that 45. One of them is longer than the other. Look at that. Top of the 45. Slightly longer than the other. It's a little more sloppy, right? Look at the two side by side. Look how clean the left is. The lines end together. Whereas on the right, the lines, they don't end together. Some are longer than others. That's one thing that Jordan Brand was very specific about. The other thing is look how thick the left stitching is versus the right. On the left, they're almost touching. The lines are almost touching. On the right, they don't seem to touch at all. They're a little more spaced out and they're thinner. Look at that. Again, this is, make sure you're bringing someone with the authentic pair. That's really the only way you're going to be able to tell. Or take photos of an authentic pair in the heel and make sure you compare it with the real deal. Because that's a very subtle difference, man. Very subtle. Now, I'm sure you guys can very clearly see the differences. But if you were just to get this pair on its own, and you don't own these, and most people don't own like the authentic, if they're going to buy the authentic, like some people double up, but not everyone does. Like personally, I don't. How would I know? How would I know if this is thick or not? Or if this is touching or not? Because I have nothing to compare it to. So try to bring someone that has the authentic so you can compare the two together. Alright? The biggest indicator though, the biggest indicator that you're going to be able to tell is the cut of the patent leather. Now in terms of where the height is on the patent leather, it's the same on both. Alright? I don't really need to go into too much detail. But what you're going to notice is how defined that cut is on the real. And the fact that it's not very defined on these fakes. Look at the white part where the patent leather cuts. Look how defined that left part is. You can see the white very, very clearly. Even if I look at it dead on from the back, I can still see that white. Look at the fakes. I'm looking at it straight on. I can barely see that patent leather cut. It's there, but it's not very clear. Let's do it one more time. Look at the difference. Very, very clear on the left. The right, not so much. And this is sort of the same all throughout the shoe. I mean, you can kind of see it, but much more defined on the reels. Much more defined. Look how clear that is. Look at the fakes. You can kind of see it, sure, but not as much as this. It's a very, very clear difference. Now, this is also a little bit of a trick or a tip. I can't say for sure it's going to be like this on all of them, but there are widow's peaks that are very defined on the reels. Look at that widow peak in the front, and by widow peak I mean that part right there. Defined. Look at this. Less so, and it's not in the middle. There's also going to be another widow peak here on the side. I believe it's in this area, right where the two patent leathers meet. Yeah, right there. Look at that. Defined. It's there. Look here. Non-existent, really. Before, widow's peaks were a way to tell if a shoe was fake, but with this cut, it's an indicator that they are real if they're more defined. Look at that. Very defined. Less so. I'm trying to put these together. Sorry guys, it's tough to do this with one hand, but defined, hardly there. Okay, so that's the left shoe. I don't really want to show you like the Jumpman. Crazy scary. Alright, real, fake. They look the same, so I wouldn't even be able to tell. I can show you guys this side, but it's very similar. Just to prove my point though, let's look at those two indicators, those two major indicators again, the 45. Uh-oh, I gotta make sure I make sure which one's which. Alright, hold up. These are the fakes. My bad. See, that's just goes to show how close these are. Now look. Real on the left. Look at the 45. Stitching ends in the same spot. Fakes. Look at this one. This one's especially bad. They kind of go off in different directions on that top of the 4. They're having a divorce. He said, peace, I'm out of here. These are fake. Just looks sloppy, you know? And there's that spacing and it's not thick enough. Look at this. Look at that thick booty. Much more defined on the reels. Alright, one more time. And then that patent leather cut. I'll show you guys one more time. Look at that. Thick. Not so thick. Thin. You haven't been eating right. But here? Oh, you've been eating. Alright? Dead on from the back. I'm not gonna lie, on this shoe, the fakes, you can kind of see that patent leather cut pretty well. But what you'll also find is that it's just generally thinner. It's thinner on the fakes. Like this patent leather is thin. Not by much, but it is thin. Look at that on the right here. Look right here. Pretty thin. Look at this. Look how thick that is. So again, pretty crazy. Pretty crazy stuff. Like scary. Very scary. Real, fake. Look how close these are. I mean, the other thing is, like, on foot, it's scary to say, but on foot, I would not be able to tell. If someone came through sneaker convention rocking these, I would say, dope pair, man. Unless I have a magnifying glass staring at this back tab, staring at the 45 with my Authentics. It's scary to say, but I would not be able to tell on foot. I don't promote fakes. I don't support fakes. But that's just a reality I need to tell you. And the other thing is, when you start wearing either shoe, a lot of these things will go out the window. Like the shape and all, you know, this kind of will change over time. So this message is also, you know, for you guys to stay safe, make sure you're getting an authentic shoe if that's what you're paying for. And number two, it's a message for a Jordan brand to say, step your shit up. Because clearly, you're paying your workers almost as much as you're paying these workers. You better start paying them a little more, and you better not increase that price. I know that's not realistic, but they've already increased the price, so we're expecting some good shit. Look at this. This is like a third of this price. So why are they the same? It's frustrating, man. It's very frustrating, you know? But I'm not going to get all emotional. I know you guys told me in the last video, yo, they're just shoes. Stop getting all emotional. Well, it can be a serious problem if this person here paid $350 for these expecting this product. That's a problem. I'm gonna make a whole video on the whole fake scene and all that kind of stuff too. I mean, my opinion on it. I'd love to hear your opinion on it. But for now, let me know in the comments down below. Hopefully you compared your pair with both of these and you could tell me if yours are real or fake. Again, really appreciate your time. I have videos dropping every single day. I dropped one earlier today. I have one coming out tomorrow. 2017 is off to a great start. If you support the boy, hit it with a thumbs up. Definitely hit that subscribe button because I got so much more content that I think you'll enjoy on the channel. I'm gonna do Heat signing out. Peace.
I deliver cause I'm always on the road. Look, real ones never let it go. Look, always been the one to steal the show. Oh, guess I gotta let these niggas know. Oh, so